Talk Nation, man, salute. Hey, today's episode, we're gonna get into a little bit about Ice Cube and 50 Cent, quote unquote, supporting Trump. Today, um, I was able to catch the interview that Ice Cube did with Cuomo. And to be honest with you, man, it's like I agree with Cube, but at the same time, I disagree with him. You know what I'm saying? Um, he said something that was kind of important. He said he reached out to Biden and also Trump, but apparently the Trump organization is the organization that was willing to sit down and listen to and hear what he had to say in regards to um not going to say the black vote. I'm just going to say African Americans in general. And as to quote Q, basically for people who were affected by slavery. You know what I'm saying? Now, truth of the matter is, um, instead of getting with Trump, for real, I don't know how many of his I guess peers that he was able to sit down with, but like a lot of heavyweights, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Oprah, Tyler Perry. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of black heavyweights, quote unquote, in the game. You know what I'm saying? Your Jay-Z's, your Diddy. Shout out to Diddy because Diddy's also, you know what I mean, starting his own, you know what I mean, initiatives in regards to the people. But I think he should have sat down and created an initiative with, like I said, his fellow peers, opposed to sitting down with Trump. Now that's just my opinion. We're all entitled to it. Now, the reason why I understand why he said to some degree, because he said that at the end of the day, Trump is the president. Now, me being former military, despite whoever sits in the office, quote unquote, in that seat, as a soldier, that is your commander in chief, period. You know what I'm saying? Whether you agree with it, whether you like it or not, that is your commander in chief. You know what I'm saying? If he walks by, you stand at attention and you salute. You know what I mean? That's how the game goes. Now, as far as political circles and social circles, I don't necessarily think it's that way. That's why you have a little more leeway as far as basically who you support and what you have to do in regards to those circles. Now, Cube is he's a musical artist. He's also a filmmaker. Now, a lot of things that he's done in his career basically has been for entertainment, entertaining the people. Now, I'm not saying this is a ploy or anything like that, but at the same time, look at what people have done. DL Hughley chimed in on Q, basically kind of tore him down, said he's not qualified to sit at that table. I ain't gonna say I don't agree with that, because at the end of the day, DL Hughley is a comedian. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube could have just as well came out and said, you know what, you don't qualify to even say anything to me. Because at the end of the day, funny man, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can somebody take you serious? Your job is telling jokes. He didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? You let the brother speak his piece. And like I said, he got on to Chris Cuomo's show and he spoke his piece. That's Ice Cube, that is. So I really can't fault the brother. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to have their opinion. You have to stand what you believe on. End of the day. Now, if Trump is willing to sit down with Q and talk about the issues in regards to quote unquote African Americans, sit down, talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not gonna judge the brother. I'm not gonna tear him down. I'm not going to criticize or negatively publicize his actions for doing so. Because if that's what he feels as though is going to get something accomplished, then you have to support that. If you support him, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't support him, then as I said, you're entitled to your opinion. Now, the question is going to come down to, I mean, what are you doing? What are you saying? What are you talking about? Now, because politics is really, I really hate politics because it's all cat. So if somebody's saying they're going to do this for the African American community, they're going to do that for the African American community. Truth of the matter is that you have enough prominent African Americans that can positively affect the community they speak of. You know what I'm saying? And they're not doing it. So how you gonna sit up here and basically be mad at, you know what I'm saying, this person or that person for not stepping up when you have prominent and notable people within that community who are not doing their part? There again, that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because fiscally and financially, if I have billions of dollars and I really want to get involved, opposed to sitting somewhere on a private island, turning on the television and just watching, you know what I'm saying, what unfolds as far as, you know what I mean, social injustice and the whole, you know what I mean, political hierarchy and whatever. But if I choose to step up and do something tangible that's going to promote not only productivity, but the upliftment of my people, then I should, you know what I mean, opposed to just sitting on the sideline. But if you choose to do nothing, that is your right as well. Some people might say it's wrong. Some people may say whatever, you know what I'm saying? End of the day, you have an opinion, you have a choice. You know what I mean? You can either be negative, positive, indifferent, neutral, whatever you want to call it. So if you choose to be, I guess, negative, I mean, just watch who you spew that kind of crap to. You know what I mean? That negativity should really stay within yourself, or if your circle, if that's what you guys are about. But if it's about being positive and productive, then you know what I mean? Socially, you need to make sure that message gets out, because that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? You need more people stepping up and trying to promote positivity and change and doing the right thing, opposed to people being negative. Because like I said, man, a lot of people is going through a lot. A lot of people is negative, broken, bitter. And truth of the matter is, it may be due to circumstances, or it also may be due to, that's just who they are. You know what I mean? Some people, excuse my language, is just fucked up. So ride with those people or stay away from those people. But at the same time, if that is your people, the same betterment that you are talking about, they are a part of. You know what I mean? That's when things get funny. That's when things get crazy. You know what I mean? The same people who some people say they don't deserve help, they are a part of their party as far as Black America or just African Americans in general. You know what I'm saying? So, because when I say my people, I'm not talking about African Americans just in the United States. You know what I mean? You have African Americans all over the world, all over the world. So when I talk about the betterment of my people, I'm talking about all over the world. I'm not talking about in one specific place, because that's not going to get it done. Just focusing on one specific place when you have African Americans all over the world who are suffering, who are dealing with injustice, you know what I mean? Still to this day, slavery, you know what I mean? Genocide, all types of things, plague, disease, famine, you know what I mean? These are very real life stories that people live every day. And these things can be changed and they can be helped, but you have to step up and do that. So when people talk about in the political circle, yeah, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. The only thing I look at is what is going on in the world, because generally you're going to see what's going on around you, but look at what's going on in the world. And if you don't see these changes being implemented or at least initiated, you know what I mean? That's what I go by. That's how you garner my support. And I don't see that. So all this stuff that people talking about, I guess, you know what I mean? When you're talking about, you see all these ads about, we're going to do this, we're going to represent this, we're going to do all that. All that's talk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm old school, man. Talk is cheap. You know what I'm saying? If you go do something, do it. Don't just talk about it, man. Be about it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, that's all they do is run their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Talk is cheap. That's what cowards do. You know what I'm saying? If you were really about that, you know what I'm saying? As we say in the street, if you're really about that action, it ain't nothing to talk about. You go wait for your opportunity and you go execute, period. That's how it is. That's how it was when I grew up in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? You don't run your mouth. That's corny. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with somebody and you can't socially, you know what I mean, bust it up, talk about whatever, you know what I mean, then we got to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays it's a different story, you know what I mean? People are quicker to pick up a gun, you know what I'm saying, and then punch somebody in their face. But at the same time, I'm old school. I'm willing to drop you quick. And if you take it to a different level, like I said, prior military, and I come from Philly. So I'm official in every area. But let's move on to something positive. So getting back to that, now 50 Cent, he's also, quote unquote, supposed to be supporting Trump. Now 50 is a funny guy, man, because 50 is known for trying to stir up the hornet's nest. You know what I'm saying? For being talked about. You know what I mean? So for him to say that or come out like that, that's what it seems like to me. It seems like it's a ploy. You know what I mean? He's trying to get clicks, attention, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So 50, but at the same time, though, at the same time, people, 50 is success. He's a successful black man. You know what I'm saying? In music and television and movies and also other personal ventures as well. So 50 is a character, but don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? 50 is also a player. So what he says is going to make noise. That's why we're talking about it. Now, do I think that he, at the end of the day, really supports Trump? No. You know what I mean? But there again, that's my opinion. He may support the brother. You know what I'm saying? It may be something as far as him being a candidate or even a president, you know what I mean, that he sees and he's willing to support. That is his, not necessarily, well, I guess it is his opinion and also it is his option. You know what I'm saying? If that's the path that he chooses to follow and go down, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what he think is better for him and his family and his business and himself, then that's what he does. And that's what he has the right to do. That's what people have to realize. You have the right to do something. You have the right to do nothing. You have the right to be indifferent. You know what I'm saying? What you choose to do is up to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you choose to be, like I said, indifferent, neutral, or whatever, make sure that you are taking these stances and positions um, from an educated standpoint. You're not just sitting on the sideline because you don't want to play the game. You sitting on the sideline because you're waiting to get your number called. That's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? And if you do not choose to go into the game, just make sure that you have a tangible reason, man. You know what I'm saying? But do your best to not do anything, you know what I'm saying, based upon ignorance or just saying, fuck it. Excuse my language. That's the wrong choice and that's the wrong course of action. You know what I'm saying? Especially now, because change is definitely needed. But like I've always said, you start at a communal level. You know what I'm saying? You start at and within your community, your surroundings, and then you elevate that. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the presidency, if somebody is not willing to step up and do what they have to do, not only for your community, but for your people and for all people, you know what I'm saying? Then why should you get my vote? And not only talking about quote unquote all people, but talking about African Americans all over the world. You know what I'm saying? For too long, there has been conversations about social injustice, reparations. Why are we so denigrated and hated and preyed upon? You know what I'm saying? That's because people fear our intelligence, our power, our beauty, but more importantly, our potential. Our potential. African Americans, if you look through and go through history, you know what I'm saying? From peanuts to air conditioners, you know what I'm saying? To microwaves, you know what I'm saying? African Americans have been behind greatness since history began to be recorded and reported. Let's keep that. You know what I mean? So people fear us But see, that fear not only has to stop, you know what I mean, but people should start embracing it. Because, like I said, you do have African Americans who are reaching these plateaus of financial success as well as social success, meaning that if they make a tweet or if they go on Instagram or if they go on the news or whatever perspective program or platform, people are going to listen. You know what I mean? So you have to utilize that power and utilize that voice to uplift and to empower your people. And until people choose to do that, you are always going to have separation. And see, we talk about these people hating on black folks, but at the same time, why are so many black folks hating on black folks? Why are so many African Americans, tearing down your own people, lying on your own people? You know what I'm saying? Trying to set your own people up, trying to destroy your own people. Now these people, as I said, these people are broken, damaged goods. You know what I'm saying? Can they be helped? You cannot help somebody unless somebody wants to help themselves. Some change has to be done introspectively, meaning you have to take yourself, pull yourself to the side and check yourself and look within and find out and figure out not only what is wrong, but what needs to change within me so I can effect change apart from me. Now, if you do not do that, you're always going to be, quote unquote, in that position of negativity, in that state of mind. Now, if that's where you choose to be, then that's on you. Because I see it every day. You know what I'm saying? But the part that's sad is that when you have negative people who are broken, and it is your responsibility to raise the next generation, meaning your children. So if you're a fucked up person and you have a family to raise, a son, a daughter, both, you know what I'm saying? And these same characters and principles that make you broken, you are putting that into your children, setting them up for future failure, whether you realize it or not. That negativity and that mindset that you are reinforcing and that you are instilling in your children can be the thing that gets them killed. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that people do out here have consequences. Just like they say not voting has consequences, man. It's bigger than voting. Voting is important, especially now, because that's why we're talking about it, because it's quote unquote election season. But when before election time and even after all this crap is said and done, the issues, the problems are still going to remain. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's what I want to see, because nothing was being truthfully done before on a notable scale that you can see change happening or being truly initiated. It's only that you hear these different things, you know what I'm saying, when quote unquote it's election time. Or rest in peace to George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and everybody else. That people's lives are being taken away, snuffed out for nothing. You know what I'm saying? As I said before in previous videos, from the same hands that is basically responsible for protecting them. That should tell you something. That should tell you how broken the system is. That's why, as a man, especially coming from the streets all my life, you know what I'm saying? That's what kind of pisses me off. My own personal definition of people out here being rats. Because the same people that you out here talking to is the same people that's killing you. You know what I'm saying? So how can you support that when they're out here killing your people? I don't get it. You know, but there again, like I told you before, we are and we have been trained and conditioned to killing and standing against our own people. Until you change that mindset, you're not going to be able to change anything. Because see, they learned a long time ago when they realized they had to stop, or they could no longer publicly lynch burn, and chastise people, they had to change the tactics. They had to change the game plan. You know what I mean? And one of the most ingenious things that they have done through time is conditioning the African American mind to go against its own people. Like they say, the greatest trick the devil has ever pulled is basically convincing the world that he doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So if you think that racism and slavery does not exist, then you're a fool. Some people say, nah, it's just the times, man. It's just, you know what I mean, a few bad apples and all that. If you want to believe that, then go right ahead. But I think I know better. You know what I'm saying? I think I will promote better. I will not fall into that trap because that's bull. You know what I'm saying? I personally have been through some crap. You know what I'm saying? Not going to talk about it now. You know what I mean? So I know as a black man, as they used to say, like back in the day, the army isn't a place for a black man. In those days and times, I truly understood that because I never saw myself going into the military. Although all my uncles are pretty much prior service, including my grandfather. So at the time when I made the decision to join the military, it was really predicated upon not only family lineage as far as service, but also circumstances. The circumstances at the time, man, I was a knucklehead in the streets running around, you know what I'm saying? And I had a epiphany that something needed to be done. Something needed to, I guess a change needed to happen. And I chose the military. Now, going into the military was one of the best decisions that I've ever made because I would tell anybody, and not for some of the reasons that people may think, because I'm going to just say this. I'm going to say a couple of things. You truly don't know who you are until you go through that situation. You're away from home. You know what I'm saying? You quote unquote behind enemy lines and all that. You're around people who you don't know. And it's somebody else's job to make your life a living hell, to mentally and physically break you down and build you up. They say it's for your betterment. But I've never seen people attempted to take their own life until I joined the military. Mentally, a lot of people cannot handle some of the most similar of circumstances. You have thousands and thousands of people, you know what I mean, who go through basic training every day, every month, every week, every year. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they become broken by doing it. I mean, I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? So that situation and that experience is not for everybody. And if you choose to go through it, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that you are mentally sound and strong enough to get through it. Because from what I ascertained from going through the whole quote unquote military process, that's really what it's about. It's about character. It's about your mental makeup. Are you mentally strong? Because physically, they're going to break you down. They're going to build you up physically. But the toll is the mind. Because I've seen a lot of people crack. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't take that training. And I was trained by an airborne ranger. It don't get no realer than that. You know what I'm saying? We had 3 drill instructors. You know what I'm saying? We're all specialists in something. You know what I mean? They used to gas us inside the barracks. The one place, quote unquote, supposed to be your home away from home. You know what I mean? You go to relax. And next thing you know, you in your cube and you start to hear people gagging and choking. That's because, you know what I'm saying, they got somebody is sitting in the hallway, you know what I mean, have a fan blowing and they're burning some pepper gas crack and blowing it inside the facility. You know what I'm saying? Basically gassing us, you know what I mean? You hear, but what they were doing was not only was training, but they were preparing us. We didn't know at the time, but they were preparing us for the gas chamber. You know what I'm saying? because once you go in that gas chamber and they tell you to take your pro mask off, you know what I'm saying? That's when it gets real, real. You know what I'm saying? You start to see people choking and gagging and throwing up, snot coming out your nose. I'm talking about snot trails so long it reaches your boots. You know what I'm saying? Eyes, you know what I'm saying? And you can't, if you touch your skin will be on fire. God forbid you rub your eyes, you know what I'm saying? Because you'll be temporarily blinded. That's what they were training us for. You know what I'm saying? So if we got gas, we are familiar, I guess, with the effects of it. You know what I'm saying? So we can better prepare ourselves. So a lot of things that are happening and that are, I guess, transpiring is to prepare us for something. But the question is, for what? You know what I mean? Because it's the year 2020. 2021 is fastly approaching. And we are still dealing with a pandemic. And we will be dealing with the pandemic going into the new year. So it ain't nothing happy about it. As well as all the other social and economic problems that we have been having. You know what I'm saying? As a society. Not as a people, as a society, because we've been dealing with what we have been dealing with as a people for hundreds of years, and that hasn't changed. That's why I said we keep on singing the same song, but nothing is happening. Every presidency people talk about they're going to do this, they're going to do that, but nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? So the way that we go about empowering these candidates, it has to change, because the way the system is designed, whether we vote or not, they are still going to get their way. So we have to garner a different type of political power as African Americans. That's why I respect what Diddy is doing by starting a black initiative. You know what I'm saying? Trying to protect their vote. I'm all for that, because people feel as though you're voting against a necessary evil just to combat whatever. And you have to look beyond that, because the same person, that you are voting for, who quote unquote is the antagonist, or you know what I mean, or he's the quote unquote the savior or the hero, and the other person is the villain. But if you don't truly know what that person represents, how can you truly stand by them, let alone give them your vote? Why? Because Biden was vice president to Barack Obama. That means he's a shoo-in for president. I don't agree with that. Same thing with Hillary Clinton. She believed, because she was the first lady, wife of Bill Clinton, that if she chose to run, that would solidify her spot as far as the presidency. She failed. She was wrong. You know what I'm saying? The whole process has to change. That's in my opinion. I don't understand why it always has to be somebody, quote unquote, from the political atmosphere that has the obligation and opportunity to run for the presidency. That's why it's crazy as it was when they said Kanye West was going to run for president. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, I ain't gonna say I was happy, but I was impressed. You know what I'm saying? That he stepped up and said, you know what? Shit, I'm gonna run. You know what I'm saying? Kanye is a special brother. You know what I'm saying? They say he's highly opinionated is putting it lightly. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I respect that, because he chose to say, you know what? I don't like what's going on. I don't like what I'm hearing. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm a quote unquote public figure. You know what I'm saying? I have financial backing, meaning I have my own resources, and I have other people with money who, if need be, would also contribute to the cause. Let's keep it 100. We need more of that. You know what I'm saying? We need more of that. A lot of people were talking about, why didn't Michelle Obama? Why didn't she run? She would have been a shoo-in. You know what I'm saying? Or Oprah Winfrey. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, we have to change the system. I've said this before. You know what I mean? So Talk Nation, man, go back and just watch the whole playlist. Because like I said, I covered this before, man. The whole system needs to change. It's 2020. The way the system is, the way the rules is, the way the game is, it has been the same for too long. You cannot have effective change if the system is not upgraded. The system needs to be changed, reconfigured, reformatted. We are running off dated technology. You know what I'm saying? And we need an upgrade. The system needs an upgrade, period. Now, if you're not willing to go into office and change and upgrade the system, then you cannot and you will not have my support, because that's what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? Especially in regards to black people, because we have been conditioned, as I said, to hate our own kind. We are the only species on this planet that hate our own kind, that hate our own people. You know what I'm saying? Every other species on this planet, you know what I'm saying, they run with the pack, or whatever they do is for the betterment of the pack, the pod, the colony, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get that. So how can we truly be an apex mind, you know what I'm saying, if we still choose to not only alienate, but discriminate on our own kind? Not only our own people, but our own kind. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, despite whatever the situation may be, I can never be a hater, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing arrogant about it. You know what I'm saying? I've just learned and been through too much in my life to be a hater, to be bitter. You know what I'm saying? It gets you nowhere. It gets you nowhere. What is a man? Because I'm not gonna speak on a woman, because I ain't a bro, I ain't a woman. But as a man, what is a man without character? I tell people this all the time. As a man, it means something when your word means something. That's why you have to be careful on what you say and what you do. Because character for a man is everything. You know what I'm saying? How you treat people, how you treat yourself, what you say, you know what I'm saying? A real man does not talk and run his mouth like a female. If you really are a real man and you have an issue with another person or in regards to a situation, then you step up and you address that. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk about it and gossip about it. You know what I mean? That's weak as shit. You know what I'm saying? And that is the way a lot of us have become and don't even realize it. You think that you're real, but you really don't know what real is. You know what I'm saying? And there's too many fake people. There's too many broken people who have that mindset and they really think that they are this or they are that, but you truly are nothing, because you're not standing on anything. You're not standing for anything. That's what I don't get. And like I said, when you have the ability, if you are a parent and you have the responsibility to raise somebody else, I don't get it. But we might have to cut this short, man. Just got the message on the phone. The video was going too long, so it might have cut off already. So we're going to wrap this up. So like I said, man, salute to the people. You know what I mean? Go out there and vote. But make sure, as I said before, you vote for the right reasons. You vote based upon character and principles, not just because you want to see somebody out. You know what I'm saying? So do the right thing, exercise your vote, but more importantly, man, you know what I'm saying? Just try to be a better person. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I try to tell everybody. That's my mantra. That's my message. You know what I mean? If you're searching for anything, if you're looking for anything, I really hope you guys find peace, because once you find peace, it really opens up not only your eyes, but it also opens your heart. You know what I'm saying? So if you are broken, if you are damaged goods, if you really try to find that peace, that is the first cycle to healing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I really hope everybody does, because like I said, man, I have a lot of that around me, at work, at home. You know what I'm saying? Just negative, broken people, man. You know what I'm saying? And people alienate you because you do not want to be like them or be associated with them. But I don't know how you was raised or whatever. But looking how you act, you wasn't raised how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? So we was raised over there in the Carter clan to be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? To move a little bit different, to be strong, to be and to live, you know what I'm saying, with character and to be respectful. But at the same time, don't take nothing from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Be willing to stand on what you speak on. And if somebody brings something to you, be willing and able to handle your business. That's how it is. That's how I was raised, and that's how I'm gonna die. So, blessings to the people, man. As I said, man, if you're looking for anything, if you're searching for anything, I hope you guys find peace wherever you're at in the world. Shout out to Indonesia, getting a lot of Indonesian love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my people over there, man. Talk Nation, man, the family salute you. So, man, peace and blessing to everybody. Catch you on the next one. Salute, always honor, and much love. Peace.